Salena. I go to Western Carolina in North Carolina.
Hi, Salena. I'm Marco. I go to Augustus University in Georgia.
Oh, okay. I am familiar with AU. What year is this for you?
It's my second year. You?
It's my first year. I'm actually still in my first semester.
Great. How do you like it so far?
So far, so good. Everything here is centered around the idea of social justice.
Our program has a social justice emphasis too. I think most of the CPED programs claim to.
Yeah, I always thought social justice was just about being fair.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than that.
Before now, I had never considered how many identities we each carry that are related to power and privilege. It's so much bigger than race, gender, sexuality, and class.
Right. And now I understand that you are least aware of your identities that come with most privileges and most aware of your identities that are marginalized.
Exactly. We have to make a conscious effort to think about our ableism or how our religion or less visible identities give us certain privileges that aren't available to others. We also have to think critically about how to advance justice by disrupting structural privilege.
Justice? Did you say justice? Oh, yeah. I like justice. I like the Justice League way more than I like the Avengers. Wonder Woman and Superman are very iconic. And you have to love Wayne of Wayne Enterprises. Being rich can definitely make you a superhero if you use your riches for good.
Yeah, that's just part of the problem in this society. You have to have a certain amount of fiscal capital to make things happen, even in the imaginary realm. The real heroes are men and women who work to make a difference without such capital.
What else have you been exploring in your doctoral program?
In our Leadership for Social Justice course, we have talked about the human and institutional aspects of justice. For example, individuals can be prejudiced with implicit or explicit biases, and they may perpetuate microaggressions. But institutions have policies and practices that reinforce the marginalization of some groups while privileging others.
What's up? Y'all talking about social justice? Is it a part of your doctoral program?
Yes.
You know, it's all about power and privilege.
Yes, we already said that.
Oh, my bad.
Have you talked about the politics of recognition versus the politics of redistribution?
No, we haven't. Tell us more.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm a first-year doc student at Portland State.
Hi, Jenna. I'm Marco. This is Salena, Liam, Chris, and Keisha. Salena, we're talking about how social justice is broader and encompasses more than we originally thought in tiering power. Our program that last session on Big 8 identity categories had us each thinking, how about our own power and privilege?
Yeah, the problem with the way people juxtapose the two, identity or redistribution, is that they act like the two are antitheses instead of combining them to move the agenda forward. You should really read Nancy Fraser's work on the politics of identity and redistribution. It's eye-opening.
Yes, we are talking about individual responsibility and the role of individual prejudice and bias versus systematic and institutionalized oppression. Keisha was about to tell us more about the politics of identity and the politics of redistribution.
One of my concerns about the push for social justice is it leaves out conservative voices.
It tends to, but it doesn't have to. Vernon Wall says that's one of the myths of social justice, that there's no room for conservative voices. Justice means all voices are welcome. We have to remember, social justice is a process as well as a goal.
So ladies and gentlemen, what did you think about that conversation? I would hope at a mixer you wouldn't just talk about the content that's happening in your classes. But what did you think about the flow as different people entered and exited the conversation? Liam was definitely talking about justice, but he came up talking about the Justice League while Salena and Marco were engaged in a conversation about social justice. And then you have Chris, who comes in a little later. Chris begins by saying things that have already been discussed in the conversation. Academic writing is all about entering the conversation. To enter and look like you know what you're talking about, you have to be aware of what has already been said. And that's where the literature comes in. You also have to understand what you're adding to the conversation. So when Keisha came to the conversation, she brought in the information about the politics of identity and redistribution, which had not already been discussed by Salena and Marco. And then Jenna also added something new where she talked about where is the space for conservative voices within the broader discourse around social justice. So as you think about writing for an academic audience, always think, what is the conversation? Who is it I'm trying to talk to? My work needs to be in conversation with what scholars?